All right, so I had asked you guys to give me 3 observations, 3 inferences, 3 predictions. Can someone first remind me or remind the class what an observation is or what you're supposed to do to get one? Trenton? Statement made using your 5 senses. So in this case, the only sense we were able to use is our sense of sight. Remember yesterday I mentioned to keep it simple. No guessing, no assuming, just something you flat out see in this picture. So somebody want to start? Phoenix, give me one.
Dog.
Okay, I think there is a dog, but yeah, dog. Excellent. Alex. There's 2 people. Remember, no, you guys, I don't think saw this picture. So I swear, there's a person attached to these legs, and I also swear she is clothed. Even though you can't tell. She is. So there's dog, there's 2 people. What else? Olivia.
It's outside.
Outside, okay. What else? Yeah, there's rocks, so a creek bed, and I love that you said creek. Anybody here weird and say creek? Weirdos. No, totally always a creek in my world. There's very few of us that say creek all the time. But absolutely, this is my grandma's creek. So we got dog, people, creek, outside. Anything else? Big rock in the background, yep. Any thoughts on the dog? Any observations about the dog? So not a thought, actually, let me rephrase that. Not a thought. Any observations about the dog? Olivia, you had to get that first.
Brown and black fur.
Brown and black fur, perfect. Would you say, Phoenix?
Big eyes.
Big eyes, love it. Okay, not that anyone did this, but did anybody mention as an observation how the dog is feeling? As an observation? What did you say? Okay, doesn't know what's going on. Can I ask you what led you to make that statement? Okay, different dog, by the way. But that's the mistake people mostly make. So you saw that face, something going on with the face. So either the big eyes or some people notice the mouth. Do you know what to say that the dog doesn't know what's going on? You guessed that. Okay, so you can't see from the picture the dog doesn't know what's going on, or somebody last period said the dog is scared. You can't tell that that's a scared look unless you are the dog. You can tell that the dog has weird eye or big eyes, weird face, something like that. Those are the observations that you then use to infer that the dog doesn't know what's going on or is scared. That's the biggest mistake people will make. So you can't talk about feelings as an observation. Feelings like emotion feelings, like feeling like out, like that's sharp. That's a feeling that you can tell. Okay, so if anybody read your 3 observations, did you talk about how the dog is feeling at all? If you did, cross that one off, because that's not, or if you talked about how the girl is feeling, cross that off, because you can't tell about feelings by looking at it. But let's talk about what that is. What's that called when you use the eyes and the mouth to make a guess about how the dog is feeling? That's an inference. So a perfect inference would be the dog doesn't know what's going on, or the dog is scared. Something like that is a perfect inference. It's a guess. Anybody else have another guess about this based on what you see? Someone I haven't heard from yet today. So there's only a few of you who volunteered information. Yeah, not you. Thank you though. Appreciate it. Is that almost raising your hand, Allison? How about trying it anyway? You're Alice. No, you're Allison and you're Brooklyn. Do you have a guess about anything going on in the picture? Not one. Who do you think the girl is? Okay, what made you think that that might be my kid? Okay, so we established the way I'm talking that she's guessing that's my dog, so she's then using that information to guess that that's my kid. That's an inference. Or if you guess that the kid is the dog's owner. Perfect. Those are guesses based on what you speak. Who else? Anybody want to volunteer who hasn't spoken before I call on you? Do your second one.
They're lost.
They're lost. What made you think they're lost? You're Dylan, you're Drake. What made you think they're lost? They're in the woods. They don't have an adult around in the picture or something like that. Makes you guess they're lost. Perfect. The great guess. Does it have to be right? No, they're not lost. I'm with them. I'm on the other side of the camera. They're not lost, but it's a good guess. Perfect. Remy, what's one of your guesses?
It's summer.
It's summer. What made you guess it's summer?
I'm guessing they're wearing shorts.
Yeah, or being a nudist. Yes, one or the other. So yeah, there it looks like they're wearing shorts. I think she had a bathing suit on, to be honest. But you could maybe tell by the shoes or the lack of clothing that it's summer. Good guess. One more. Sienna, what do you have? I don't know what it's in. It could be a creek, could be woods, could be any of those. Perfect. Good guesses. Now a prediction. What's the difference about a prediction? Dylan, do you know the difference with the prediction? What's like the key thing about a prediction? When is a prediction about? You predict the Bills score? What do you think? What's your prediction for the Bills game on Monday? Hey Dylan, there's a Bills game on Monday. What do you think? What's your prediction for the score? Okay. Who wants to play my game with me? Trenton, what's your prediction for the Bills score? Do you know that for sure? Are you guessing? Yes, a prediction is a guess. Did the Bills already play? Are they currently playing right now? No, so a prediction is about the future. So same with if you're predicting the weather, anything like that, it's about weather that has not happened yet. You're not there to watch it, so you can't see it happening. It didn't already happen, so you don't know it's a fact. So if you're guessing about the future, it's a prediction. So Dylan, guess about the dog and the human's future. What do you think they're going to do in 1 hour? Doesn't have to be right. What are they going to do in 1 hour? They're going to go swimming in an hour. That's a prediction. Perfect. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Just guess. You see anything and you guess what's going to happen in an hour. It's a prediction. Brooklyn, do you have a prediction? They're going to go home. Anytime you can use those words going to or gonna or will be. Chris, give me a prediction about this. She's going to pet the dog. Absolutely. You can look at it. You can see the girl's really comfortable with the dog. She probably is going to pet the dog eventually. You got it. Anybody have one you're not sure? Okay. So you had homework. We're going to keep practicing with this stuff. But you had homework last night. I had only asked you to do the middle column. So everybody turn to your homework, page 4. I'd only asked you to do the middle. Right now, we're going to do together the reason as well. And here, when I go over homework, what should you guys be doing? Not only paying attention, what? Going over it with me, participating. What should you do if you got the question wrong? Fix it. I want this to be all accurate because we're going to have a quiz on this stuff next week. And newsflash, when you have a quiz, you should probably review some things. One way of reviewing would be maybe to cover up the answers to these and try it again. Well, I want you then to be able to check your answers. So you need to have the right answers written there so that you can check it over. And I want to do the reason in case you don't understand why the answer is what it is. You can check the reason for help. So let's start with number 2. We did number 1 together. We might have even done number 2 together, didn't we? No, not in this class. Okay, well, we'll do it now. So the sample is rectangular with sharp angular corners. And I think I said yesterday, imagine it's in your hand. I did say that. Okay, so you have this object in your hand and you're saying it has sharp angular corners. Is that an observation, an inference, or a prediction? We're gonna go around the room, Chris. For number 2, observation, inference, or prediction. It is. Now, Landon, why is it an observation? Can you tell me that? And what is it about? You're right, 100%. But what is it about an observation that? How do you know that's an observation and not an? Yeah, you can see it. That's what I would put as a reason. So you can see it. That's what I meant. Your original answer was fine as well. So Remy, how about the water will become unsafe within the next 5 years?
The prediction.
It is, and Drake, do you know why it's a prediction? That's one thing, is it's a guess. They don't know, but there's something special that makes it a prediction. No, yeah, it's about the future. So I'm just gonna say it's a guess. I don't have much more. A guess, and it's about the future. So a prediction is still an inference. A prediction is an inference. It's just a special inference about the future. Phoenix, how about, and again, you're there. You're looking at the glacier. Some of the snow on the glacier is powdery. Yeah. That's an observation. And Brooklyn, how did he know it's an observation? Yep, again, just see it. I think they tried to trick you on number 5. So let's see if you fell for it, Sam. The sample is 8 centimeters long, 5 centimeters wide, and 3 centimeters high. What's an inference? And by the way, again, it's a guess. Is that a guess? And again, you have it right there. Is it a guess? How'd they figure out those answers, those numbers? They used a ruler, and from our vocab words yesterday, a ruler is a. Okay, but I did need you to assume you had a ruler. But a ruler, what vocab word is a ruler? It's an instrument. So an instrument still helps you make an observation. So this is an observation. Use a ruler to see how big. Right, I guess that means we're on to Allison. Hot and humid conditions will continue throughout the week. Prediction. And Jenna, what about that makes it a prediction? Yep, the guess about the future. There are many cracks in the what? Oh, dear goodness.
Boy, that's for sure.
Gretchen, I'll give you this. I've used this same worksheet for years, and no one's ever mentioned. You're gonna. Don't worry. It's totally something I would normally notice. You'll find out later in this year that I may not always be the most mature person either. So that's right up my alley. I like some poop jokes, not only poop, so like poop jokes. That was a close one. Are we on you, Olivia? Or did you already answer?
Yeah.
Many cracks in the glaciers. Yeah. So again, as long as you pictured yourself there looking at the glacier, that is an observation. Which, Dylan, why is that an observation? That there are many cracks in the glacier if the glacier is right outside our window? Yeah, because you can actually see it. That makes it an observation. Everybody good with 1 through 7 so far? All right, give me a second. Oh, guess I didn't have to do that part. There, it wouldn't have said poop if I would have hit that button. Because then it has the whole. But poop is better. So we're on 8. Alex?
Observation.
I don't even remember now. Yeah, samples, weight, and color. And Sienna, why is it an observation? Yep. Trenton, you got the next one. A meteor impact caused the extinction of dinosaurs? It is. Alex, why is it an inference? It is a guess. So what scientists have done is they can see a meteor crater. They know what meteors do when they hit the ground. And then they have then guessed that that's what caused the dinosaurs to go extinct. All right, how about all together? The rocks on the glacier are different sizes. I would have actually accepted 2 different answers to this, as long as you can defend your answer. So who wants to volunteer their answer? Trenton? I said this is an observation, and can you defend that? Yes, you look at the glacier and you can see lots of different rocks. I did, based on the wording, accept inference as well. Who put an inference? Oh, nobody? Why might somebody have put an inference? Can you figure that out? Yeah, they would be, because it does say in the glacier. So if they're buried in the glacier and you can't see them, then you'd have to guess. So depending on how you interpreted that question, I would have taken 2 different ones. But I meant it to be an observation where you could see the different sizes. That's what I meant. Oh, number 11, I think they tried to mess with you again. The rock is spherical and then must have been transported here by a stream. Alex, you talked to me about this one, didn't you? What did you end up saying? Which part is an observation? This part, the rock is spherical, was an observation. And then what's the inference part? Yeah, must have been transported by a stream would be the inference. So that's like a whole, this is what we're going to do this year. You're going to learn that rocks transported by a stream, so moved around by a stream, they tend to become more round than like a rock that just falls off a cliff that has sharp angular corners. So you're going to learn this year that round rocks moved by a stream, angular rocks not moved by a stream. So this is kind of like a whole statement. So if you had just put inference, meaning the whole, like in the end, the whole thing was an inference, that's fine with me too. Finally, number 12, some parts of the glacier will start melting this spring. Who wants to do this one? Somebody not, no, you guys talked a lot already. No. Last one, observation, inference, prediction. Yeah. How come?
Because they're guessing the future.
Guessing the future. So I would have just put future right here. Guess about the future. Anybody have any major issues that you need cleared up? Fixed. Okay, so we're not done. Don't get my moving on voice as we're done, but I do want to point out that your homework, there are 7 questions on page 5. So just like I said yesterday, I'm asking you to do 7 multiple choice questions for homework. Yes, I darn well know that some people will just circle an answer and you'll get full credit for Monday. Great. You have a good homework average. We have a quiz, which will have old Regents questions on it. You know, like ones like the ones that are right there on that page. So we might have a quiz that might have 1 or 2 of those types of questions on it. And I just want you to be comfortable answering questions about observation, inference, prediction. So try it. 7 questions might take you 7 minutes. Can you please put in the 7 minutes to make sure you know what's going on? But in the meantime, so we're not doing it now, but hopefully we will have like 5 minutes at the end here. I would like to go to page 6, which I think is not next in my, I don't even think I put it in my PowerPoint. Page 6. Is that the right page? Yep, page 6, scientific notation. Does scientific notation ring any bells for you? Math. Guys, no, it's the times 10 to the something power stuff. You guys know how to do this. And I just put it in here as a quick review. I'm not really teaching it right now. So if you've never heard of it, we're gonna need a special lesson just for you guys. But as a quick review, I can kind of show you how I do it. So we will use scientific notation this year, and you kind of need to be at least a little comfortable with it. So I just kind of talk about it real quick. It says some numbers are too big and some numbers are just too small. Scientific notation is a way of expressing numbers that are too large or too small to be conveniently written in decimal form. A negative exponent shows the decimal is moved that many places to the left, and a positive exponent means the decimal is moved that many places to the right. So we're gonna try some practicing. The first one's done for you, but I do wanna make sure you know where that number came from. Actually, let's skip the first one that's already done and let's do the second one together. So the number is 93 million miles from the sun. In that number, 93 million, there is no decimal point written. But I hope you guys know that there is a decimal point in the number 93 million. Where is the decimal point in 93 million? After the last zero, and by that he means right here. This is what after means. So I'm actually going to rewrite it. 93. This is where the decimal is in the number 93 million. For scientific notation, this is when we plop the decimal point. The new decimal point's going to be between the two numbers out front. So the new number will be 9.3 times 10, and then we need to put the exponent. The exponent is how many places we moved the decimal point to get there. So we need to, how many, to get from here to here, how many places is that? Okay, good. So in case you didn't, I'll just do it real quick. That's 1 to get there, 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's times 10 to the 7th. Did we just count the zeros? No, that's the biggest mistake people make, is just counting the zeros. You have to count the places the decimal point moved. I'm going to let you guys try this right now. We get out at 21. So we have a little less than 10 minutes. I think what we're going to do is go over this at the start of Monday and your homework at the start of Monday. I'm not going to check this to make sure this is done. I'm expecting you to finish this before you leave today. If you don't, we'll figure it out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stop talking. You guys are going to work. Mr. D and I are going to circulate to see how you're doing. If you finish this, you can go on and do your homework if you want to. Okay? Questions? All right.